Hi everyone, ImJenPass and welcome back to this sequel. As before, it is time to check our questions and see what we can and can't answer. So yeah, now is a good time to pull out all the pins I asked you before to have, because they will be important for the next segment. Okay, so first of all, we can imagine that the reason for the dumb stuff Fazbear Entertainment is saying about the responsibility and all of that is because of the recent events related to kids, and trying to free themselves from the issue, making up rules to affect solely the client and workers outside of the company's mandate, showing how Fazbear Entertainment does not have the public safety in their interest. The reason why the animatronics can walk freely is now pretty obvious, and that is something related to the missing children, and because this is a horror game, we can put 2 and 2 together and BAM! Ghost! As a point in favor, when the animatronics are close to you, you can hear a faint cry. A cry that is obviously not artificial, almost like if something is trying to come out. The children crying posters also function as ghostly hallucinations. So yeah, ghost. With this question we have 4 suspects: Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, with Foxy being the one that is mostly probably guilty. Thanks to him being out of service makes me think that if it was for something like that, but the game doesn't give us enough evidence to really know how it was. Other people said that it was Freddy thanks to the hand-shaped stains that appeared on his renders, looking like a child's hand wanting to escape, but again there isn't any solid thing to point to someone, so this question is left unanswered. The first question is the million-dollar one: who is the killer? We have 2 suspects, you, the player, and the phone guy. This for 2 reasons. 1, these are the only humans in the game. 2, the newspaper said that the killer obtained the trust of the children because they were wearing a mascot costume, so he's probably an employee. The game doesn't give you enough evidence to come out to a good conclusion, so this question is left unanswered. The last question talks about why the animatronics have human fluids. I think the answer is pretty obvious. There's bodies in there. Like the newspaper says, the bodies were never found. And because of that, on top of the fluids, the animatronics are also smelling rotten. We can conclude that the bodies are there. With all the questions answered, I want to talk about another mystery. What is the Yellow Bear? Golden Freddy, as it is known, is a rarity. It's the only animatronic that crashes your game. We know it's a spirit thanks to the power of counting. 5 missing children, and with Golden Freddy there are 5 animatronics, 1 for each one, but even with that, it's the mystery of what or who is Golden Freddy. Can it be the bite victim, or the cause of that? At the end of the day, when we put 1987 in the custom night, we can see each jump scare as an Easter egg, something funny, but if it is trying to say something. Can it be the suit? That's why it moves so differently than the other animatronics. Maybe the suit the killer used? The simple existence of this character fills us with so many more questions than the main 5, and how the It's Me thing exists and if there's any relation between those two. Unfortunately, this game doesn't give us the answer, so it will remain a mystery. Before I say my general thoughts on the game, I want to tell you what I believe is the story of all this, using only the information we gathered. So if one day I'll talk about the next game, we'll start to build the story little by little. It's the 80s! A company called Fazbear Entertainment opens a restaurant named Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a pizzeria where the main attraction is the animatronics: Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie the Bunny, Chica the Chicken, and Foxy. It has a place where the fun never stops, and kids could run wild with excitement. But everything changed halfway through the decade when 2 major incidents took place: the disappearance of 5 children and the infamous Bite of 87. The disappearance happened when someone dressed as one of the animatronics lured 5 kids away, and they were never seen again. Afterwards, parents started complaining about a horrible smell coming from the animatronics, along with what looked like mucus and blood leaking from their eye sockets. The company wasn't just in trouble over those horrific events, they were also slammed for health code violations due to the terrible conditions of the robots. And if as things were already bad enough, the second event hit, the Bite of 87. Somebody got bitten by one of the animatronics and ended up losing their frontal lobe. The identity of the victim and the specific robot responsible are both unknown. Still, incident after incident eventually forced Fazbear Entertainment to shut down the place down for good in the early 90s. The alleged murderer may be behind bars, but the souls of the victims seem to linger in the building, haunting the night guards. With the restaurant closing, maybe just maybe, those souls can finally rest. So, what do you think? With this section, I tried to give the story a beginning and an ending. It is the best ending? Nah, there's still a lot we don't know, but for now, I think it works. Anyway, final thoughts on the game. Honestly, it's awesome. What more do you want me to say? That this franchise has been with me through some of the most important parts of my childhood? That it's the reason I got so interested in storytelling and how games can convey meaning without showing everything directly? That my knowledge of this game is tied to a friendship I still treasure to this day, a friendship that pushed me to follow my artistic passions, that there will always be a special corner in my heart reserved for Freddy Fiverr. Well, I'm not saying any of that. Instead, here's my completely non-biased review. It's a great game, tons of fun, but wow, I'm terrible at it. It's a fantastic start to the whole saga, and for many, still the best one in the franchise. And honestly, I kinda agree. Although, to be fair, it's also like the only one I fully played through twice, and fully in quotes, while the others, I kind of skimmed them. If I had to rate this game using the only truly objective scale on the internet, I'd give it a solid 70 out of 100.
Okay, so the first night is never usually that bad in any of the games, so I'll play through. Ah, fuck! What the fuck? Oh!